As we continue our work with parallelograms, we're going to look at more challenging problems that require the use of our properties from Chapter 8. As a friendly reminder, let's go ahead and flip to the back of our foldable and take a look at all four properties. We'd use the Pythagorean theorem if we have a right triangle and we're attempting to find the length of a side, but no angle measures. We would use our SOHCAHTOA if we have a crazy angle measure like 38 degrees or 72 degrees, or we're attempting to find an angle measure. We could use our special right triangles if we see the label of a 45 degree, a 30 degree, or a 60 degree angle on our problem, and then we could use our formulas. And last but not least, if we see a variable squared, that's typically our hint that we're going to use some factoring. Throughout these problem sets, we're going to have to decide between these four methods to help us solve. Let's take a look at one problem together. So taking a quick look at this problem, right away what's jumping out at me is that I have this 30-degree angle over here, this 60-degree angle, and I know I'm working with a right triangle because of my box here. Now, let's start at the very beginning. It's given to me that I have a parallelogram. If we flip to the other side of our foldable and look at our 5 properties of parallelograms, we know that one of our properties says in a parallelogram, the diagonals what each other. We know that the diagonals bisect each other, so if the length of AE was given to us as 3 root 3, we also know that EC is 3 root 3. You'll also notice that I went ahead and labeled BC with a variable. Anytime throughout this chapter that it says find, you're going to want to go ahead and label that with a variable. So in this case, we're trying to find BC, so we have our variable. All right, now, as we noted earlier, we're going to have to decide which of our 4 methods we can use from the back of our foldable. Right away, jumping out at me are these 30, 60, 90s. So I know that I'm going to go ahead and use those 2 formulas from the back of my foldable. Focusing in on this purple triangle right here, and again, attempting to know what the hypotenuse of this triangle is, I can use the formula that my hypotenuse equals my short leg times 2. My hypotenuse is x. My short leg was 3 root 3. When I multiply that by 2, I end up with 6 root 3, and I'm done with my problem. So you'll see throughout this entire problem set that you're going to have to use your properties from the front side of your foldable, so the 5 that we know from our parallelograms. After you use one of those 5 properties, or maybe 2 or 3, then you're going to flip to the back of your foldable and decide which method from Chapter 8 is going to help you solve. As you're working, if you need help, don't hesitate to call your teacher over. Good luck.